अखियां देखो रह जाने दे, कहना है जो कह जाने दे।
Everyone makes promises, but only a few keep them. Otherwise, who would have spent 2 decades creating a world-class grave just for their deceased wife? But it was the great Emperor Shah Jahan who accomplished it. The Taj Mahal is an enormous white marble mausoleum complex commissioned in 1632 by the 5th Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to house the tomb of his beloved wife, Queen Mumtaz Mahal, who died during the birth of her child, on the southern bank of the Yamuna River in Agra district, Uttar Pradesh, India. Shah Jahan was a member of the Mughal dynasty that ruled most of northern India from the early 16th to the mid-18th century. After the death of his father in 1627, Shah Jahan emerged the victor of a bitter power struggle with his brothers, and crowned himself emperor at Agra in 1628. Agra was once the center of the Mughal Empire until they moved their capital to Delhi in 1637. At Shah Jahan's side was Mumtaz Mahal, whom he married in 1612 and cherished as the most favorite of his 3 queens. When Mumtaz Mahal was still alive, she extracted 4 promises from the Emperor Shah Jahan. First, he would look after her children. Second, he would not marry again. Third, he would build a monument as a symbol of their love. And fourth, that he visit the tomb on her death anniversary. In 1631, Shah Jahan was on a mission to conquer Burhanpur, when his wife Mumtaz Mahal was pregnant with their 14th child. He did not want to leave his wife in this condition, so she accompanied him. Her health deteriorated as a result of the long travel, and she became seriously ill. She was resting inside her tent when she got severe labor pain. The emperor was on his knees praying for his wife's recovery and waited for the good news. But when he was summoned inside, everything came to a halt. Mumtaz was waiting for him. Her eyes were welling up with tears, and she wanted to lie on his lap for the last time. After this, her soul left her body, and Shah Jahan's world had come to an end. Mumtaz Mahal died after giving birth to the 14th child. Shah Jahan was traumatized and went into depression for years. He stopped eating and mourned day and night. But in between his plight, he did not forget his wife's wish. He constructed the Taj Mahal, Agra's famous monument that still stands as a symbol of their eternal love. The grieving Shah Jahan ordered the building of a magnificent mausoleum across the Yamuna River from his own royal palace at Agra.
एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, ओ मेरे सोनिया वे छड़ सारी गलियां में, नाल तेरे तुर चलिया में.
Construction began around 1632 and would continue for the next 2 decades. The chief architect was probably Ustad Ahmad Lahori, an Indian of Persian descent who would later be credited with designing the Red Fort at Delhi.
एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, देखा तो ऐसा लगा।
In all, more than 20,000 workers from India, Persia, Europe and the Ottoman Empire, along with some 1,000 elephants, were brought in to build the vast mausoleum complex including gateway, garden, mosque and guest house. The Taj Mahal itself is at the farthest end of this complex, with the river Yamuna behind it. The Taj Mahal complex is perhaps one of the most outstanding examples of Mughal architecture, which combined Indian, Persian and Islamic influences. Shah Jahan named the Taj Mahal in honor of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. The mausoleum was constructed of white marble inlaid with semi-precious stones including jade, crystal, lapis, lazuli and amethyst, forming intricate designs in a technique known as pietra dura. Its central dome reaches a height of 73 meters and is surrounded by four smaller domes. Four minarets stood at the corners. In accordance with the traditions of Islam, verses from the Quran were inscribed in calligraphy on the arched entrances to the mausoleum, in addition to numerous other sections of the complex. Inside the mausoleum, an octagonal marble chamber adorned with carvings and semi-precious stones housed the cenotaph, or false tomb, of Mumtaz Mahal. The real sarcophagus containing her actual remains lay below, at garden level. The rest of the Taj Mahal complex included a main gateway of red sandstone and a square garden, divided into quarters by long pools of water, as well as a red sandstone mosque and an identical building called a jawab, or mirror, directly across from the mosque. Traditional Mughal building practice would allow no future alterations to be made to the complex. As the story goes, Shah Jahan intended to build a second grand mausoleum across the Yamuna River from the Taj Mahal, where his own remains would be buried when he died. The two structures were to have been connected by a bridge. In fact, Aurangzeb, Shah Jahan's third son with Mumtaz Mahal, deposed his ailing father in 1658 and took power himself. Shah Jahan lived out the last 8 years of his life under house arrest, in a tower of the Red Fort at Agra, with a view of the majestic resting place he had constructed for his wife. Sadly, due to ill health and being under house arrest by his own son and successor to the throne, Aurangzeb, forbidden him from continue to keep the last promise to his wife, to visit the tomb on her death anniversary. Today, visitors can experience this same majestic view from Agra Fort, of one of the most awe-inspiring buildings of the modern world. When Shah Jahan died in 1666, he was buried next to the tomb of his beloved wife, in the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal was constructed with impeccable symmetry according to the doctrines of the period's style, giving the mausoleum complex a balance in harmony. There is, however, one exception. Shah Jahan's cenotaph is peculiarly positioned west of the central axis, throwing off the equilibrium. The odd placement has led many to believe he never meant to be buried there at all. Shah Jahan may not have become emperor of the world, but he will always remain the emperor of Mumtaz. Perhaps God separated them up in the middle because he chose this couple to rewrite the definition of love. Under Aurangzeb's long rule from 1658 to 1707, the Mughal Empire reached the height of its strength. However, his militant Muslim policies, including the destruction of many Hindu temples and shrines, undermined the enduring strength of the empire, led to its demise by the mid-18th century. Even as Mughal power crumbled, the Taj Mahal suffered from neglect and disrepair in the 2 centuries after Shah Jahan's death. Near the turn of the 19th century, Lord Curzon, then British Viceroy of India, ordered a major restoration of the mausoleum complex, as part of a colonial effort to preserve India's artistic and cultural heritage. Today, Some 3 million people a year, or around 45,000 a day during peak tourist season, visit the Taj Mahal. One of the allures of the Taj Mahal is its constantly changing hue. From dawn to dusk, the sun transforms the mausoleum. It may seem pearly gray and pale pink at sunrise, dazzling white at high noon, and an orange bronze when the sun sets. In the evenings, the Taj can appear translucent blue. Air pollution from nearby factories and automobiles poses a continual threat to the mausoleum's gleaming white marble facade, and in 1998, India's Supreme Court ordered a number of anti-pollution measures to protect the building from deterioration. Some factories were closed, while vehicular traffic was banned from the immediate vicinity of the complex. Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983, Taj Mahal remains one of the world's most celebrated structures and a stunning symbol of India's rich history.
हो एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, जैसे खिलता गुलाब, जैसे शायर का ख्वाब, जैसे उजली किरण, जैसे मन में हिरन, जैसे चांदनी रात, जैसे नरमी की बात, जैसे मंदिर में हो एक जलता दिया। एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, जैसे सुबह का रूप, जैसे सर्दी की धूप, जैसे बीना की तान, जैसे रंगों की जान, जैसे बल खाए बेल, जैसे लहरों का खेल, जैसे खुशबू लिए आई ठंडी हवा। एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसा लगा, जैसे नाचता मोर, जैसे रेशम की डोर, जैसे परियों का राग, जैसे संदल की आग, जैसे 16 सिंगार, जैसे रस की फुहार, जैसे आहिस्ता